Welcome, and thank you for joining me today, because what I'm about to share is true. It's now a fact, no doubts, that it came from outer space. My special report is like the 3D film in 1953, entitled It Came from Outer Space, and sent chills and screams in theaters across the country. You've probably seen your share of sci-fi movies. Strange crafts landing with alien creatures, and when a comet comes and crashes to Earth, it brings a new life form. Well, I hope there are marine biologists and marine scientists listening today, because it came from outer space and has been living in our oceans and has been living here for millions of years. And how did it get here? I'm talking about panspermia. Next, as America and the world is listening to Special Report on About Space Today. Panspermia, and that may be a new term for many of you, but it is from the ancient Greek. It is the hypothesis first proposed in the 5th century BCE that life exists throughout the universe, distributed by space dust, meteoroids, asteroids, comets, and planetoids. Dr. J. Meloche of the University of Arizona explains more about panspermia.
The idea of panspermia is that life on Earth did not originate on Earth, but it came from somewhere else. And in modern astronomy, that means from another star system.
So are we aliens brought here from a planet in a galaxy far, far away?
The idea is very appealing. One doesn't have to worry about how life began on Earth. You could simply say that it came here from elsewhere.
To discover how living cells could survive a catastrophic impact with a planet, J. Meloche went to California's Ames Research Center, home to one of the world's most powerful guns. The Ames vertical gun can fire projectiles at over 4 miles a second. In one experiment, Meloche fired the cannon at a block of granite onto which he had seeded a sample of bacteria.
Our idea was to see if we could capture these very fast-moving fragments that came from the slab and whether the bacteria would be able to survive that launch condition, very similar to the conditions of launch from Mars.
Amazingly, the bacteria survived.
If there are living bacteria on a surface of a comet or an asteroid, an impact could eject them and bring them to Earth.
Almost certainly the Earth is not unique. Our solar system is not unique. We already know about hundreds of other planetary systems around other stars. And just like we have in our own solar system, there were probably comets in those other systems that have brought organic material and water and possibly have seeded life in those objects.
And now for my marine biology and marine scientist friends. My question, is the octopus from outer space? Well, the genome of the octopus shows a staggering level of complexity with 33,000 protein-coding genes, more than is present in humans.
One of the most recent discoveries that the octopus genome, the DNA of the octopus, suddenly arrived or emerged in the Earth's record of fossils, something like 400 million years ago, and has DNA that is more complex than a human DNA.
The octopus has 30,000 more genome protein-writing pairs than human beings. It's almost as if somebody is being paid by the word to do this. It is a remarkable animal. Its genetics, absolutely unearthly. It has no relationship whatsoever to the rest of the mollusk family, snails and things like this. An incredibly gifted predator, and it learns very quickly. And they've even on occasion been thought to play pranks on their human keepers. And they change color. So this is a truly remarkable creature. It has no evolutionary bridge to anything.
If you look at the evolution of the octopus and compare it to creatures that are very similar that should have been its predecessors in its evolutionary path, like squids, for example, the genetic makeup is quite different. And there's one theory that suggests the reason the octopus is so much more intelligent and has a different genome is because meteorites crashed into the ocean that may have had organic material in it. And this organic material from these meteorites infected or affected in some way this creature that eventually would become the octopus.
So as we look at the evolution of Earth, we have to recognize it's not a closed system. It's a system that has a history of meteorites coming, and those meteorites very likely could be coming from other places that also had the same basic chemistry of life being developed.
Is it possible that this extraordinary creature, with 3 hearts and 9 brains, is not from Earth? Perhaps evidence can be found by examining mythological accounts from across the ancient world.
All the way around the world, there are traditions to do with a creator god in the form of an octopus. For instance, in ancient Crete, there are numerous images and paintings of an octopus with bizarre large eyes. In Ecuador, at a place called Mantas, were these bas-relief carvings of this bizarre octopus deity. We have to ask ourselves, is it possible that the ancients were aware that the octopus is truly alien to this planet?
Interestingly, scientists say the transformative genes leading to the common octopus are not easily to be found in any pre-existing life form. It is plausible then to suggest they seem to be borrowed from a far distant future in terms of terrestrial evolution, or more realistically, from the cosmos at large. As a footnote, in 2018, scientific papers sparked a sensation in the news media. Some 33 scientists report that octopus possess extraterrestrial DNA. And be sure to check out our Facebook page, About Space Today, for launches and landings, and invite your family and friends to listen weekly. And to all our listeners around the globe and here in the U.S., thanks for joining me from your home or from where you work. I'm David Denault.